Howdy y'all, it's been a while since I've done a longer form video like this, but I've gotten a lot of new subscribers here lately. So hello, welcome to any of you who don't know me. My name is Chanel. I own K918 Dog Training here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I've just got a lot of ideas lately that I feel like are not very well suited for TikTok or Instagram short form video, and I want to kind of go more in depth with them. So I'm getting back into YouTube here, so stick along for the ride, and again, welcome if you are new here. So today, this video is really kind of geared towards anybody who is considering getting into the dog training industry, whether you are leaving, like uprooting your life from the more traditional career path like I did, and pursuing this as a passion of yours, as a dream, or maybe you are currently a dog trainer working at a facility that, or for another business that you don't own, and you're wanting to kind of veer off that path and go do your own thing. This is kind of the ins and outs, a short condensed list of the many aspects of being a dog training business owner that I wish I would have found back before I started this whole wild journey. But I mean, I learn best by learning things the hard way. So I just feel like this would give a good perspective to a lot of people who are maybe have this idea of what dog training, owning a dog training business is, and then what it actually is. So yeah, if that's kind of what you're into, or if you're just curious to know more about this industry, stick around. So I think any entrepreneur, regardless of what industry that you work in, will tell you that as a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. And because I'm in this one, it's the one I'm most familiar with, I can tell you I wear so many freaking hats. And my business model, I do everything. I don't have any employees working for me, or contractors or other trainers, any of that. So, and I'm not the greatest at delegating, so I do a lot of this stuff myself. But I kind of categorized, at least I think in my opinion, the four main roles that you're gonna fill, and then a lot of different subcategories within those roles. So buckle up, grab a beverage, and strap yourself in, because it's a wild ride. First and foremost, you are a dog trainer. If you are wanting to be a trainer in your business and not just the business owner and hiring a bunch of trainers under you, you've got to be a damn good dog trainer. And that entails having a very good understanding of the foundations of training, but also being able to explain that in a way that is understandable and digestible for clients. Because remember, they are not dog trainers. They do not care about all this fancy lingo and terminology. You've got to be able to kind of not really dumb it down for them, but speak to them more in layman's terms, in a way that they are going to understand and care about, that they can actually replicate and do with their own dog. A lot of people think that, oh, if you're a dog trainer, that means you just play with dogs all day. And unfortunately, no, that's not the case. It's not that easy. You've got to remember that you were hired by people to teach their dog, and more importantly, teach them, the owners, a lot of new things. It's not very often that you just have to teach one or two things. There's a whole wealth of knowledge that they are missing and that you really got to be able to explain to them. So, man, I wish it were playing with dogs all day, but you've got to really do your repetitions, troubleshoot if the dog is not getting it, or figure out, okay, this worked with this last dog, but it doesn't seem to be working with this dog. You've got to be very flexible and adapt to that. So keep that in mind, because if you're a perfectionist, or you're so this is by the book and this is how we do things, you are going to be in for a shock, because very rarely do things ever really go according to this plan that we set out, right? So you've got to really be able to think on your toes and adapt to the dog in front of you, and adapt to the owners that are in front of you, because they also might have a harder time understanding a certain concept. You've got to be able to explain it and articulate it in a way that they can actually understand. And while there are so many great benefits to this job and this dream, this passion that I'm pursuing, there's a lot of hardships that go along with the actual dog training aspect, and sometimes a lot of sleepless nights, because if you operate out of your home, which is what I do, I don't have a facility or anything, if you have board and trains come in and they are either currently not kennel trained or they're just not comfortable being in this new environment that first night or so, they very well are going to keep you up all night because they're going to be whining or crying in their kennel. So prepare yourself for that, because I've had, not that I do a ton of board and trains, but I've had quite a few that I had to sleep in the living room and got no sleep because they just kept me up all night. And the kennels that I keep my clients' dogs in are just in the living room, right down the hallway from my bedroom, so I can hear everything that's going on out there, and it's not fun. That part really kind of sucks, honestly, but I want to be fully transparent and honest with you that if you decide to run a business, a dog training business out of your home, and you're going to bring clients' dogs into your home, that is one aspect that you need to be prepared for, is not sleeping all the time. So the second role that is not very fun, well, it might be depending on the type of person that you are. The second role that you fill is being a glorified janitor. You are going to be doing so much cleaning, and maybe you've already taken that into account. You've already anticipated, like, yep, I'm going to be bringing dogs into my home, or I'm going to have a facility and people and dogs are going to be coming and going all day long. It's going to get dirty. But the amount of cleaning that you are thinking, take that like times 3, because it's going to be more than you've budgeted for, than you've anticipated. There's just... the dog hair alone is just, it's never ending. It gets into all the nooks and crannies, all the crooks and crevices of your house, and it just seems to come in tidal waves. I have 2 personal dogs of my own that live here full time, and they are heavy shedders. So when I bring a client's dog in, that's like a German Shepherd or an Aussie, it's just like tumbleweeds of hair blowing across the floor. Now, does it bother me? Not really, but do I want to live in that and allow that filth to just collect? No, I definitely don't. This is my home. I want to keep it clean, and I want to live here because we do still have guests over, and I don't want them to be disgusted or grossed out either. So I keep it, do a lot of vacuuming, a lot of sweeping, a lot of mopping. There's dog footprints all over the ground, especially if it happens to be rainy or muddy outside. That's always fun, cleaning up every time we bring the dogs in. A lot of dusting, because their hair is gonna inevitably get up onto surfaces that are off the ground, even though you didn't think it was possible. A lot of deep cleaning, scrubbing the floors, just wiping down all of the surfaces. Everything is going to get dirty at some point. So if you are a clean freak, or if you live with a partner who is a clean freak and just absolutely could not tolerate that, maybe don't run the business out of your home, or possibly, I hate to say it, but this business is probably not for you, because you're going to be spending a lot of time cleaning. Or even if you decide to hire somebody to help you clean up, that's an option too, but that's going to be an additional expense, and your house is still going to get dirty. You just have somebody else cleaning up your dirty work for you. The third role that I like to have, and this is for me personally, but I really recommend this for every trainer out there, is always being a student. Constantly investing in your education. Even if you've gone to dog training school and you are formally educated, don't stop learning, because no 2 dogs are ever the same. Dogs are always evolving. New issues are coming up. Like, you want to be able to adapt your methods and your knowledge base and assess really what's going on with the dog in front of you, and what you've learned in dog training school maybe 5-6 years ago things are a little bit different now. There's new information, new methodologies to try, new studies that have been done. I want to learn from people who are better than I am, people that have been in this industry for longer than I've been alive, that are truly the experts, because I don't ever want to be the best dog trainer in the world. I don't think I have any shot of getting to that point, but I don't want to get there because that means I have no more room to grow. I have nobody else to learn from if I know everything. So investing in your education, paying is the key. Paying for online courses or in-person courses, going to seminars, going to shadow programs, and just learning absolutely everything that you can, because it's only going to help you help your clients even better and help these dogs that are struggling with certain behaviors even more. Also checking out different aspects of the dog training world. So maybe you only specifically work with pets. I highly recommend learning from the working dog side. Finding a protection sport class in a city near you and maybe just asking if you can go observe, because the more that you learn from the working dog side, the better of a pet dog trainer you will be, because there's a lot of stuff that's just interchangeable and kind of just meshes well together. But finding people that do things differently than you. Maybe you'll learn something new. Maybe you'll take some things away and then leave others that just don't really feel right to you, and that's okay. But you're always trying to learn and always working on developing your craft and perfecting it and fine-tuning it. That's probably the biggest piece of advice that I can give for an aspiring dog trainer, is just don't ever get complacent. Don't ever feel like you know everything and you have no room to improve, because I promise you do. And then the biggest aspect of this, and I recorded this video earlier and it was too long and I didn't like it, so I'm redoing it now. But the biggest hat that you will wear if you are going to be the business owner of your dog training business is the business side. And that's got so many subcategories to it that I could go on and on and on about. But you've got to do some of the fun business stuff, but then a lot of the boring back end stuff. So that's bookkeeping, accounting, paying taxes, hiring an accountant, hiring an attorney, getting a contract drafted, which is a non-negotiable thing for me. Like, please do that. Spend the money and get a professional that is familiar with the laws in your area to give you a contract that's going to cover your ass in the event that a dog or a client gets hurt or sick while you are working with them. Thank me later. But doing the bookkeeping, tracking your mileage if you drive a lot, keeping track of your receipts and matching them with your transactions, managing a budget, managing expenses, finding marketing outlets, paying for marketing, for ads to draw in more clients so that, you can make more money. Selling is a huge aspect to this. And if you're not good at it, either hire somebody who is or invest in training to get better at it. Because if you are going to be, for example, selling high ticket dog training programs, you've got to be able to pitch that to people and help them understand the value in what you bring to the table. Why your certain package, your program is going to be worth X amount of dollars. And for some people, that's thousands of dollars. That's a lot of money for an owner to be investing in their dog. And one, you've got to be able to give them the results that are worth paying that amount of money. But before you can get to that, you've got to sell them on that program. You've got to be able to, quote unquote, close that deal so that they are willing to trust you and put in the time and the effort to work with you. And that's honestly my least favorite part of this whole business, because I'm not the greatest at it, or I just don't feel like I'm the greatest at it. But it is what it is. You, in any industry that you're in, you are always selling, whether it be a product, a service, or yourself, you are selling. So you've gotta understand the elements of that and how to really get comfortable with doing that so that you can actually have food on the table for yourself at the end of the day. And then for some people this isn't very fun. I find it very, very fun, and that's the social media aspect of marketing. Now, love it or hate it, social media is here. It is what is current. It's what is helping businesses grow exponentially faster than they've ever been able to in the past. And if you refuse to use it, you are missing out on a huge, huge avenue to make your business explode. To build a community of people that trust you and want to come to you for advice, or to become a paying client, and get your brand name out there, get everything about you out there so that get everything about you and your brand out there so that people will trust you and they want to do business with you. Now, like I said, I love social media. I think it's a lot of fun, and it is a really cool avenue for me to just let my creativity shine. But for some people, it's not fun. It doesn't come naturally, and it takes a lot of time. I will say that. It's brainstorming content ideas, planning how you're going to create that content, actually filming it or taking photos for that content, editing them if you need to, and then engaging with your audience after you've posted it. If they have questions or comments and they send you messages asking about something, you want to respond to that in a professional way, but also a personal way, because that's really what's going to build that trust in that community and allow those viewers or your audience to really connect with you, so that maybe 6 months down the road, they decide that they want to hire you because they feel like they've gotten to know you from watching your content for the past 6 months. So other than actually working with clients, social media itself takes up the most of my time throughout the day, because I'm constantly trying to brainstorm new ideas that are not only going to catch people's attention, but that are also providing a lot of information, a lot of valuable information for people who maybe don't realize that they have an issue with their dog, or that the issues they are having are actually fixable. Or maybe they've been looking for a trainer for a long time but just haven't found one that they click with yet, and now they've stumbled across your page and your content, and now they've decided, oh, finally there's somebody out here that gets it. I really like this person and I want to work with them. So social media, don't discount it. Like I said, love it or hate it, it's here and it works. I've gotten clients off of it that I spend no money on that piece of content itself, but they watch it and they end up becoming a client because of it. So it's been such a cool tool, and I'm very glad and happy that as a newer business owner, because I've been running this for 2-ish years now, that I have social media at my disposal, because I think it would have taken a hell of a lot longer to build this brand in this company if I didn't have that. So don't sleep on it. Figure out how to make reels and how to make TikToks, and you will be set. That's all you need to know for social media, really. So I hope you learned something cool, and if you are looking into getting into the dog training industry, I hope this gives you kind of a better perspective of just a very brief list of the stuff that you really need to be familiar with, or the different hats that you need to be wearing in order to succeed in this business. Because remember, it's not just about being a dog trainer. You don't just need to be good at working with dogs. You need to be good at a wide variety of stuff if this is a big task that you are wanting to put onto yourself, or a big change that you're wanting to make in your life. Now, you're responsible for making your own paychecks. You're not just getting the same amount of money every 2 weeks, regardless of how hard you work or how many hours you put in. Your amount of hard work is a direct reflection of how much money you're gonna make. So, yeah, if there's anything I didn't cover or you're curious about, I do kind of want to do some more vlog style so that I can show kind of the behind the scenes of my day-to-day, because no 2 days are the same. But if there's any questions you have or anything that I didn't cover, shoot me a comment below, and I would love to, I'll respond to you, or maybe it's something that I can make a more in-depth video on that somebody else is wondering. So yeah, if you did like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see all of the fun new content that I'm putting out. Shorts have been really cool, and I think that's what's allowed me to grow so quickly here, but I want to put more long form stuff out there that I can really just talk to the camera and go in depth on. So I've got a lot of ideas planned, a lot of ideas in the works. Hello, Ellie. And I'm very excited to shoot them. So stay tuned, and you'll see what that's all about later. So Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye.